Hello and welcome to another episode of Infobots. This is episode number 87, and I'm your host, author Frederick Fishman, where today we are sponsored by me. So for links to all of my books, apparel, and gear, go to my main website at infobots.com, spelled with two T's at the end, infobots.com. You can also help us out and show your support by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/Infobots podcast. And please check out our new educational membership website packed with numerous multimedia elements about the animal kingdom. And that's at animals, plural, animals-central.com, animals-central.com. Okay, let's get started. It was just discovered that the oldest evidence of animals may be from a very different organism. The origins of life a few billion years ago, were humble. Single-celled organisms squirming in the ooze over millions and billions of years, developing into multi-celled plants and eventually animals. But when and how these evolutionary spurts occurred has been difficult to puzzle out. Organic material doesn't necessarily preserve well, and when it does, we don't always identify it correctly. New research, however, brings us closer to the truth. Fossils from 635 million years ago that had previously been identified as animal in origin could actually have been made from a very different organism, algae. It brings the oldest evidence for animals nearly 100 million years closer to the present day, says paleobiochemist Leonard van Maldegem of the Australian National University in Australia. We were able to demonstrate that certain molecules from common algae can be altered by geological processes, leading to molecules which are indistinguishable from those produced by sponge-like animals. According to molecular clock studies, a technique that uses the mutation rates of biomolecules to backdate genetic divergence, animal life emerged relatively late in the evolutionary timeline. Our earliest evidence of life is from around 3.4 to 3.5 billion years ago, and ancient records of single-celled organisms started at that time. Plants emerged a fair bit later, around 1.6 billion years ago, and it took as much as another billion years for animals to emerge, between 900 and 635 million years ago, according to those molecular clock studies. But the fossil records seem to absolutely benefit evidence of animals in that time frame. Well, did you get all that? Let me see if I can summarize it. Animal life started about 900 to 635 million years ago, but way before that, billions of years ago, a few billions of years ago, all of that life started off as algae. Okay, that's where we came from, algae, I guess. And I want to thank you very much for joining us for another episode of the Infobots podcast. Please help us out by going to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Infobots podcast and check out our new animal membership site at animals-central.com. I want to thank you very much, like I said, for being part of the Infobots family, and join us again for another episode of the Infobots. Bye-bye.